All right, game number 2, live odds, sportsbookreview.com. The early game, 4:30 Pacific Friday night in the Garden, South Carolina, Baylor. Bears 3.5, 135 the total. South Carolina has attitude under Frank Martin. Go hard, never quit. Only 7 of 35 shooting in the first half against Duke, but they didn't lose contact. The D played hard the full game and swallowed up one of the top offenses in the nation. They forced 18 Duke turnovers, and a lot of them led to easy points. Forced 17 turnovers from Marquette in the first round, a team that played solid defense and low-scoring games. Look at the points they put up. They had 65 second-half points against Duke. I know a lot of that was fouls late, but they dropped 90 on Marquette in the first-round win.
Yeah, and again, you shoot 7 of 35 in the first half against Duke, and you win the game. That speaks to two things. One, it speaks to your ability to play defense. Two, it speaks to the character of your team. Because when you shoot 20% for a half against Duke, you ain't supposed to win that game. Here's what Coach K said after the loss to the Gamecocks. Quote, "It was actually the most physical game we played in all year. We got wore down." That's nothing new for South Carolina. This team was number 4 in the nation in total defense, number 16 in effective field goal percentage, number 4 in percentage of possessions that end in turnovers, and number 19 in steal percentage. So what do we have? Major matchup issue. Here's a South Carolina defense that is number 4 in the country in creating turnovers, and a Baylor offense that's number 305 in turning the ball over. They turn the ball over all the time. The question here, can the Bears get off enough shots before they turn the ball over? If not, they got no business as chalk in this ball game.
Well, this is also key, too, because you're talking about Cinderella. I mean, I know they were a 7 seed, but they weren't expected to go to the Sweet 16. Now they win 2 games. They go back to campus. Everyone's pumping their tires and telling them how good they are. So we'll see how they respond on Friday. Baylor was at one point the number 1 team in the country. So now they expect to win this game and make a deep run. Now, how do you think Motley and the boys will handle a physical South Carolina team?
Well, I mean, if Baylor can handle the press, they can win the other elements of the ballgame. South Carolina's going to out-tough most teams, but it's not really easy to out-tough Jonathan Motley. He's a monster. 17.3 points, just shy of 10 rebounds a game. He could finish with a double-double for the season if he rebounds well for the rest of the tournament. And, so that is one thing that Baylor could do, feed it inside to Motley, obviously. But when we talk about Baylor handling that press, South Carolina has to handle Baylor's defense as well. And we saw, you talked about the good shooting they had last weekend. The Gamecocks, if they're not creating turnovers, they're going to have to run a half-court offense. And their half-court offense, let's be real, last weekend was decent. Well, it was pretty good. For the season, some pretty ugly numbers. Look at the comparison between the South Carolina offense and the Baylor defense. Flash that graphic right now. A significant mismatch, all in favor of Baylor, if South Carolina can't force the turnovers and get out in transition.
Up next, the deep dive, Back to the Future. A look at the longest odds that were offered during the season on the Sweet 16 teams, most outstanding player props, and the play of the day on Sportsbook. Betting insight today on SBRpicks.com. Hey guys, for the full video, go to SBRpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.